Today we're going to be talking about when is Hex going to $1. You see a lot of people talking about Hex is going to a penny, Hex is going to 10 cents, Hex is going to $1. I think on the Hex website it says the target price for Hex one day is $1,500. Lord help us Jesus if that ever happened. $1,500 per Hex. I mean that just gives you chills up your spine just thinking about it. People are talking about Hex is going to take over Bitcoin. There's so much FOMO and hype built up around Hex right now. I mean, it's crazy. Now, here's the thing. I want to talk about Hex going to $1. When will it happen, or more or less, will it happen? How will it happen? I'm going to talk to you about that in this video. Now, let me just say this first. Hex, you have to recognize that this is one of the highest risk projects around right now. And the reason is because there is so much FOMO and there is so much hype. It's going to create volatility. I mean, anything that goes up like this is bound to come down like this. The question is, how far does it go down? How far does it go down? I'm telling you, my plan is the DCA, dollar cost average, into this, essentially, or ETH cost average, ECA, ETH cost average. That's kind of my plan. Today would be a day, by the way, that I would, because there's a pullback, today would be a day that I would personally be getting in if I had my Ethereum. I'm waiting for it to clear right now because I've got some on order. I'm going to be talking about my entire investment strategy, and I'm going to be posting that over on for Hex specifically. I'm going to be posting this over on the LBRY platform. Come over, check me out on LBRY. I'll put a link down in the description. Come follow me. You can check out all my videos. I'm going to put my investment strategy for Hex as soon as my ETH clears. So I think it's either tomorrow or the next day. I plan to make a video and I'm going to show you my personal strategy for investing in Hex. I'm going to post it up on the LBRY platform first, and it'll be over here for a couple of weeks before I post it up on YouTube, but I will eventually post it on YouTube as well. All right. Now, the problem with Hex, again, is it's very risky. And there's, anytime you're investing in something, you've got to recognize the good and the bad. And the problem is if you hang out like in the Telegram group too much, all you hear is all the rah-rah, the cheerleading. Listen, you got to take the good with the bad. Take the good with the bad. Try to be objective. Look at the downside, look at the negative side, look, and then ask yourself, am I still willing to go into this? And then if this goes bad, always try to be right if you can be wrong. So in other words, if you're wrong, always try to be right even if you're wrong. So for example, if you were to buy gold and the gold doesn't go up, well, it's only going to go down so far. So it's not like it's going to go to zero, for example. That's just giving you another example. Or, hey, I think the real estate market is going to go up, so I'm going to buy a piece of real estate. But it doesn't go up. It goes down. It's okay. Let's just say you were able to put down 50% on that property, so you don't have a lot of a high mortgage on it, and it can still be cash flow positive with the renter. That's a situation where you can be right even if your assumptions or your thoughts on the direction of the market is wrong. So that's kind of how I like to try to invest. So one of the ways to do that with something like a volatile asset, because the reality is, some would say Hex is already at zero in theory. It's at a fraction of a penny right now. So a lot of people be like, well, what do you mean it's already at zero? Well, we all know that it went way down. Hex is way up. A crazy percentage. So those who got in early, it was 1 Satoshi. Currently it's 32 Satoshi. So it's went up 32 times. That's crazy, crazy. So with that being said, it's a long ways from where it started in the world of zero. But could it go down? Yeah, it could go down. And one of the ways you hedge your risk is you got to keep the FOMO in check. You got to recognize that there's an incredible opportunity for it to go down. Yesterday, I posted up a video and I talked about, day before yesterday, I posted a video about what I do not like about Hex. And some people in the comments couldn't stand it that I wasn't, cheerleading Hex 100%. Nope. You got to recognize, you got to do some research. You got to look for the thing that you don't like. You got to look for the thing that bothers you. And if you want to know what it is I don't like about Hex specifically, because there is something I don't like about it, I'll link to the video above. I'll put it down in the description. You can go watch that video and see for yourself. You just have to be aware. And by the way, I make adjustments to my personal plan of investing in light of the information that I have based on the video from yesterday. So Hex is risky. It's definitely not where I'm putting all my effort, but hey, I'm in here now. There's a lot going on. Maybe it's FOMO. Maybe it's because I'm just taking a risk on it. I'm taking a flyer on it because I think it has the potential to do, big things as far as the price. I think the price can go way, way up. Can it go to $1? Well, let's talk about that. So right now, if you look at Hex, Hex is 0.002. Now the challenge when people say things like, can it go to $1? That's a very complicated question because Hex is priced in ETH. So there's a lot of things that determine whether Hex can go to $1 or not. One is, what is the price of ETH going to be? Between now and then, is ETH going to drop in value extensively for some reason? Because that would make it much more difficult to get to a USD value of $1. I know some people like to say, Bitcoin for Life always likes to say, he values his at $1. I mean, in Ethereum instead of USD. I get it, but most people still value things in USD. So the question is, when will we get to the place that one hex is worth $1? Well, you have to realize how much how much is this right now. The current price is 0.002 according to Coin Paprika right here. And with that at 0.002, it would have to go up 10, 100, 1,000 times would be $2. So 500 times. The price would have to go up 500 times. Now here's another challenge. Hex are being minted daily. So it floods, it means that it floods the, it means that it's difficult to determine how much each hex will be worth because there's new hex minted every day for this first year. And then at the end, there's going to be this big payday. So the idea of hex going, you would have to calculate how the total amount of hex that are going to be in supply after the big payday would give you the best idea. But then keep in mind, new hex is going to be minted every year because of inflation. But let's just try to keep this simple. What would it take for hex to get to $1? Because I think some people throw these numbers out and they don't always think about what they're saying. In order for hex to get to $1 on the current supply, and we know the supply is literally increasing every day. We know that for a fact. And then the big payday, basically there's going to be an enormous supply that floods the market and the big payday rewards. But right now, hex would have to go up at the current price point. It would have to go up 500 times. 500 times. Well, how realistic is that? According to the Hex stat website, the current market cap of Hex is 336 million. So the current market cap is 336 million. So let's just take a look at something for a minute. 336 million times 500. By the way, if you don't know this, that's 50,000%. The price has to go up 50,000%, is the same as 500 times. So 336 million times 500 equals, we would have to get to 168, that would be 168 billion market cap. 168 billion. So where would that place us? It would place us over, is that 30 billion? What's the total market cap right now? Where's it at? Total market cap. 220 billion, and we would have to get to 168 billion. Well, so the other thing that you'd have to factor in, the only way that would probably be possible is for a mega bull run coming to crypto. I don't know that we're going to see $1 hex coin anytime soon. I mean, if the market cap really is 336 billion, in the current market, there's not room for it to go up to 168 billion. And I know people are like, oh, it's going to overtake Bitcoin. Because of what I said in the video yesterday, I don't think it's going to overtake Bitcoin. Oh, look at that. Tesla's just hit top 10. Do I think that it can hit in the top 10, maybe? Top 20 for sure. Do I think you can hit the top 10, 15? Yes, probably. Even with everything that could be going on. Could it hit the top 10 eventually? Yes. Because I do think there are people, I do think there are whales out there that will literally play the game. They know the game, they'll play the game. The same thing I'm willing to do on a small level, they're willing to do on a much bigger level. So do I think Hex is going to hit $1 per Hex? I personally don't think that's going to happen. I just don't. I don't think we're going to get to 168 billion market cap for Hex. Plus, that's just the total market cap, and that's the most realistic figure. Is it going to hit 168 billion as a market cap? That's just a market cap. Now, keep in mind, another reason it probably isn't is because there's going to be a lot more Hex minted. I mean, there's more Hex minted every single day through the adoption amplifier. So, is Hex going to hit $1 each? No. Is it going to hit $1,500 per Hex? Not. Yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I don't see Hex having mainstream mass adoption. I know people are saying that, but I don't see that happening because of what I said yesterday. I don't think if people feel like there is 900 Hex in the lobby, 900 ETH in the lobby. If people feel like manipulation is taking place on any level, it's difficult to have faith in a cryptocurrency. It's difficult to have faith in the future. So with that being said, my strategy is recognizing all this, recognizing that there still is a lot of up potential, because I do think, maybe it's possible at Hex being right now priced at point. Could we see 1 cent Hex? Yes, I think so. I mean, that would only be what, 5 times? So could it go up 5 times? Sure. Could it go up 50 times? Could we maybe see 10 cent Hex? Maybe it's gonna be making. I mean, it gets a lot of attention if that's the case. A lot of attention. It's gonna be interesting. I love. There's one YouTuber out there who has a video. He's like, he has this little checkbox like, Hex gets listed on CoinMarketCap. Hex gets written about in the mainstream news. Hex, the president mentions Hex like the president mentioned Bitcoin. I don't think it's going that far personally. That's just my personal opinion. You can hate it or like it. It just is what it is. Trying to be objective. I don't think that's going to happen. But be right if you're wrong. And the way you do that is you keep a little bit in the market. So when you see my investment strategy, when I put it out on the LBRY platform, when I put that out, one of the things you're going to see is you're going to see that I have a certain strategy. But then you're also going to see that even though I'm telling you this, I'm still going to make some longer term bets just in case. Just in case I'm wrong. Be right if you're wrong. One way you're right if you're wrong is you take profits off the table. I encourage you, if you're one of those people that you're up, one of my buddies, he was like, man, I can't believe how much this has gone up. I hate to end my stakes. I'm gonna lose 50%. Well, you don't lose 50% if you've had your stakes for a month or more. It's a good bit less. But I said, you do realize even if you lost 50%, you're still up many hundreds of percent. And he was like, oh yeah, good call. I think that it's wise to take some off the table. It's always going to be wise to take some profit off. Be right if you're wrong. If it goes back up, then great, you still have some stakes running, or you're still holding some Hex. If it goes down further, you're going to be glad that you took some profit off. Be right even if you're wrong. Keep that in mind. Now, even though I think Hex is volatile, even though I'm going to play this volatile game, my main focus is building a passive income with cryptocurrency. You can go down in the description, check out my Crypto Passive Profits newsletter. That's all about earning. I have 5 streams of crypto income. Day 2 of this newsletter. This newsletter is about how anybody can start earning with zero investment. Anyone can start earning passive income streams in Bitcoin, improving business models that are stable and will probably be stable for many years to come. Day 2 of the newsletter, you're gonna get an email talking about my 3-phase plan. If you watch that video, you'll see my 3-phase plan, which is the crypto business that we're currently in the process of building, and we're building it together. There's a group of us that's about growing a true passive business, starting with 5 streams of income, and then doing marketing and referral marketing, affiliate marketing to be able to grow and leverage that income even further, where you're able to earn passive income every day, every week, every month. So check out the Crypto Passive Profits newsletter down in the description. Be sure to subscribe, confirm your email address, look for that day 2 email. This has been Crypto Wealth. I'll put the info for LBRY down in the description. Of course, you'll be able to subscribe down below. If you're looking to purchase Hex from the AA Lobby, I'll put the link in the description. You'll get 10% more. I get 20% reward just for you getting your 10% more. See what I mean when I say there's a lot of Hex being minted. There's all the bonuses. I mean, there's so much Hex being minted. So the idea that 1 Hex going to $1, I think is a bit far-fetched. That's just my opinion, by the way. But if you disagree with that, I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, crypto equals freedom. Crypto wealth, I'm out.